Michael, I gotta ask the question, the elephant in the room. What is taking them so long in a case like this? Her frozen body was found inside of his home, under the bed. A co-conspirator came in and talked about her own abuse at his hands and told everything about what he had done. And a co-worker said that he acknowledged he's got 2 girlfriends at home, one of them being the victim. Where's the problem? Why are we hung up on indictments and language?
You know, by the way, when we came back from this break and you announced it as well, the jury is in hour 7 point something in deliberation, I was like, wow, crazy, right? I don't know. I mean, maybe they're taking this reasonable doubt thing very, very, very seriously. You know, in the prior show, you know, Jack Rice was saying, "Hey, did the state prove their case? Do you have any doubt whatsoever?" I mean, maybe they're taking that. Maybe they were watching the show and they saw Jack Rice say that, because they're taking this reasonable doubt thing really seriously. If you really sit back and think about it, right? If this jury was comprised of robots, not human beings, the robots would be processing the following information. Dishman was pointing the finger at Finnegan, but Dishman's in jail and she hates Finnegan, and Finnegan was pointing the finger at Dishman, right? They were both pointing their finger at one another. If robots were analyzing this case, that sounds like reasonable doubt to me. One of them is telling the truth and one of them is lying. Let's just say we live in a universe, just for a second, Julia, in a universe where Finnegan is right, where Dishman actually did this whole thing, and Finnegan was this, you know, paltry poor guy trying to help a homeless prostitute, and he just got caught up in Dishman's manipulation, right? Let's just say that's the universe we live in. Is Finnegan guilty? I don't think so. If we live in that universe, it doesn't seem reasonable or even rational that that's what happened, right? But a robot would think, well, that's reasonable doubt, right? Maybe that's what it is. I would have never said this on air before they went to deliberation. If you asked me yesterday, I would have told you they're going to come back with a verdict of guilty in 20 minutes, right? Maybe an hour to make it sound a little bit more dramatic. Well, 7 hours does puzzle me. I'll be straight up with you. It's puzzling to me. I mean, what other explanation is there other than they're hung up on reasonable doubt? Or maybe there's one juror, right? Maybe there's just one juror hung up on that, and maybe the other 11 jurors have already agreed and they're yelling at that juror. Maybe that's why you saw the jury question to the judge. Maybe it's the 11 jurors trying to convince the one holdout that, hey, you're kind of being stupid. So that's my answer. That's the best guess I can conjure up.